My name is Kit.
I'm Hatter.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things, streaming The Penguin this time.
You ever hear about Rex Calabrese?
I think I did. He's like the Varys, the spider of the Penguin, because he talks about Rex a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you about how I was cut? I don't have a dick. I did.
Know. Can you imagine if that was Varys from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, everybody was like from Jersey.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How often do you think about my gash?
Hey, I got little spiders. My little birds told me something. Come here, let me whisper
That's
to
what
you.
he told me, the penguin.
Cersei, looking good today. Hey, looking good, ma. Like their cat, he's cat calling and shit.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, Melisandre,
Baby.
I got a fire for you.
Get ready, you guys.
Don't worry, I don't have
This
a dick.
episode, we're going back to Oz Cobb. So it's this voice the entire episode. For those of you who may have missed it last episode, it's coming back with a force.
In a big
Holy
way.
force. Holy force.
This time it's the Peenween episode 5.
The penguin.
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Homecoming. If you didn't catch that. Sorry about that.
It's weird. There wasn't a homecoming dance in sight in this episode. I feel like I was lied to.
I know. What the fuck? However, if you're new to the show, what we're going to do is talk about our overall thoughts on the episode, go around the table. Then we'll do a scene-by-scene, play-by-play recap of the episode and dive deep into those moments. And then we'll wrap it all up with a few little sections. One we call Slush Puppies, our top
good, right?
3 favorite moment of the
best.
episode. Yeah, they're the best. You got to mix them together, all the flavors. And then drops are, Easter eggs, deep cut pulls that we can kind of glean from. We've missed a bunch. I got some good emails and I meant to bring them up and I didn't. So, oh well. But just know that.
Oh, well.
I just know that I read them.
You're such a professional.
And then our Kingpin, our favorite performance of the episode.
Our pussy boy.
Yeah, that's what it's also known. I keep trying to let that die. Steve's not letting it happen.
No, why would I let that die?
That's not dying. Not anytime soon.
Destroy the past.
Especially with Ma Cobb
Kill
in
it
this
if you have to.
episode.
Woo. Yeah, Ma Cobb in this episode, you got to call it the pussy boy.
Yeah,
That's sure.
Yeah, dude.
You
That's
pushy boy. But it's a bad thing. It doesn't even make any sense.
You would be the one letting her down, and if you called it the Kingpin and not
Somebody's
the pussy
always
boy.
letting Ma Cobb down.
I feel like I'm letting you down, Ma. It's like, yeah, you changed
I
it
know
from
she's
pussy
so-
boy to Kingpin.
You definitely are. You're just like your father.
oh, Ma, don't bring that. Ma, come on, Ma.
What are you showing me here? So, Hatter, I'm curious. You watched episode 5 last night. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. It was excellent. It was actually insane to me at first. I mean, it kind of blew me away. The opening scene alone, and he's torching that poor car. We'll get into that later. But so sad. It was like I felt so sad for Oz again because you felt he was going to establish himself. He was in it, and then boom, he just gets knocked down like 4 or 5 pegs again. You're like, damn it, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, because I think the belief is like last episode we saw Sofia kind of rise up to her
Yes.
potential. So you're like, okay, now we're going to see Oz do this. No, he didn't just punch that motherfucker down.
Yeah,
even
he's
further.
like, oh God, he just gets kicked to the curb, and it's just like, goddamn. But he can't win. You feel like he really can't win.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know we're rooting for the villain here, but come on, just cut the guy a break. He needs a break.
Yeah, maybe if he had a couple more breaks, he would have been fine. Yeah, he wouldn't have
Societally speaking?
he wouldn't have been disappointing his mom so much.
So much disappointment, and people betraying him, or what he feels is betraying him. I don't know, but he's got one.
He's got one
He's
homie.
got one homie.
Yeah.
He's got him.
Ma Cobb, no. Victor,
Definitely not.
no. Yeah, Ma Cobb's definitely not ride or die Oz. She likes to say
she would work
is.
for Sophia in a heartbeat.
Shit.
Oh
would.
hell yeah, she would.
I don't even like him.
Who
are you?
Sophia just needs to walk into a room. Sophia just needs to walk into a room, say her name's Jake and that she likes baseball, and Ma Cobb would roll for her.
I forgot I had a daughter. You want to dance? Steve, what did you think of episode 5?
I liked episode 5. I think honestly, this is probably my least favorite of the episodes so far. Not saying it's bad. It's just like this was the one that was kind of like I had more instances of thinking like, oh, that scene feels off, or this isn't quite working for me. But overall, it's still really great. The thing I just want to like take off, take from this episode is just how much success they've had, if this is their goal, they've succeeded so well in saying, all right, I know you're here to see the show about the penguin, but you're going to be rooting for a completely different character you never even heard of before. Because every time it cuts back to Sofia, I'm like, let's go, queen. I'll take that bloody money off the table. Yes, please and thank you. Mama's feeding. I'm eating because mama's feeding me. All right, I'm here for it. And then it cuts to Oz like, you fucking idiot.
Look what you did to her.
Look what you did. You could have had it all. And now you're sitting there being a little pussy boy. go live in the sewers where you belong, penguin. But I mean, I just love Sofia so much, and I want her to win so bad, and I don't think she will.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of this episode, we get Sofia Gigante. No longer Sofia Falcone. Sofia Gigante. She has taken her life back. She is no longer being what she thinks the patriarchy wants her to be. She's being herself. And not only that, she goes and she hangs out with Clancy fucking Brown. And I'm like, yes, please. Let's take over the goddamn city. I want to hear Clancy Brown say, let's get the goddamn Batman once. I know it's not going to happen, but I want to hear it. And I'm so excited for it. But yeah, it was a good episode.
I agree with you. I think this is simultaneously another great episode of the show, but also easily the worst so far. But I wonder how general audiences will feel, because I also felt like this was the episode where they really allowed themselves to be a comic book show more than the first four.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty straightforward gangster show with kind of tinges of Batman up till now, but they got pretty silly in episode 5 in some fun ways. But also I think it worked the least for me, and we'll get into why. But also at the same time, I want you to understand I loved the episode.
Yeah.
I just was aware that there was a shift. Interesting though that episode 4 of The Penguin is one of the highest rated episodes of television of all time. It's got a 9.5 on IMDb.
Wow.
Pretty fascinating.
I understand
well
that.
deserved, yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, it was a great episode. I wonder, none of us have watched beyond episode 5, right?
Correct.
I was so close last night. You have no idea. I almost text you guys like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm a piece of shit right now. I can't help it. I need to know what happens.
We've only got 3 left, right?
Yeah, 3 left.
Yeah.
So we can talk a little bit. I know we're short on time, but I do think it's fascinating to predict where this is going, because we might have a situation where they didn't know how much we would love Sofia Falcone. And maybe they did, because they've worked really hard to make that happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't have a writer's room that's operating while we're seeing it every week. They can't pivot, right? So, because there's no fucking way that Sofia, quote unquote, wins this, like you pointed out, right? Yeah. Like, there's no way. Like, the whole point of this show is to take Ma Cobb into the Penguin that we know from lore, or close to it, which means that he's the main man in the city. And so she literally can't win. You know what I mean? Like, in order for him to be the character that he is.
She has to probably die. There's no other way around it, unfortunately, because you're right. She's
and like you pointed out, Vic too. Yeah. Like, that'll be like the final nail in his emotional coffin, is having to betray his little buddy. And then he's going to be this fucking, maniacal villain asshole known as the Penguin.
Wear a top hat, get those long cigarettes.
I don't think he'll ever do that. But
after this episode, I don't think he might betray his mom too. I don't know. I think she's pushing him though. Like,
she's kind of like Lydia from The Sopranos though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that show?
Oh yeah, I watched The Sopranos. Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of want him to. You know? She sucks.
Yes, she does.
She's mean. Yeah. God love her, but she got to go. He just needs like an Uncle Junior.
He does need Uncle Junior.
I've never seen The Sopranos, so I love the name Uncle
He's got
Junior.
this really...
That's the best name ever. Next dog I get, I'm naming it Uncle Junior.
He's got this really mean mom, and then Uncle Junior is like above him in the mafia. And anyway, I don't want to spoil Sopranos for anybody else that hasn't seen it. It's been on a while, but just now it's very similar to the vibe between Oz and his mother.
Is there a cat man in The Sopranos?
I mean,
yeah,
you could.
Sure.
It could be a cat man.
But yeah, I'm with you guys that I want her to stick around. I'd love to see Sofia interact with like Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Like,
that'd be cool.
It would be incredible. So I hope they pull it off somehow.
Or just Sofia Gigante, Big Dog, and Robert Pattinson in a Batman suit. Like, fuck yeah.
big dogging?
Well, like he shows up like, I need information. It's like, you ain't getting it from me. Just like,
Okay.
Yeah, I can
just
see that.
serving it, you know?
I thought you were saying she would call him big dog at some point, which makes all men feel better.
No,
Like, what a big dog, you know?
it's the big dog.
Hi. Because he's kind of incel-y, you know?
Hi,
Ooh.
it's
Hi,
me.
it's me, the big dog.
He would,
I have daddy issues.
he would blush for sure, right?
Can you call me Vengeance Dog? big Vengeance Dog. That's me. That's big VD. BVD, baby. Big Vengeance Dog.
So glad this suit is tight.
First off, you never want to create I have to disagree with you that a nickname being Big VD would work. I think that would give you very little street cred.
Don't spread that one.
Don't spread exactly. Don't spread it. You don't want to spread VD around the streets. Not even in
VD?
Gotham.
But Big VD's a little different.
I don't think that works. But she's not only really smart and underdog, very hot. She's also a socialist, right?
Yeah.
Let's spread the wealth, guys.
Socialist queen.
Oh my goodness.
Sofia Gigante.
Doing everything for us here. But yeah, I think it's interesting. We'll get into the different, facets of that. But yeah, there's no way that it ends well, guys. Yeah. So just be careful. Mm-hmm. This might be the most devastating ending to this kind of show that we've gotten in a long time.
As Hawkeye once said, don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope.
Famously, often quoted Hawkeye.
I could have said Jeremy Renner. That would have been worse somehow.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, let's get into it. It does open with burning the plum Maserati, which was already quite damaged.
Yeah, it was damaged.
To be fair.
It just, it's a gut check.
And it kind of starts off right after, because episode 4 was a big flashback episode for Sofia's background. So we're right where we left off with the big cliffhanger at the end of episode 3 is where 5 starts out. He and Vic get away. You and me now, kid, till the end. And then he calls an Uber after he sets his car on fire. It's an Uber comfort, I chose conversation level low, kid. Just so you know, it'll be yapping.
Be nice.
They'll be confused.
I love how his little henchman is sort of the audience surrogate, because when that guy gets it's like, oh my God, your car. Whatever.
No, he says, only the good die young. That's such a good response.
He's got some wild lines in this opening scene, because there's this touching moment between he and Victor, because Victor's like, Oz, I'm so sorry that I bailed on you for a hot second. There's like, hey, and sorry, I busted up your car. It's like, hey, you came back, you saved me. That 100 Maseratis can't replace that. Well, that one could have, but not 100.
That one was close. That one was close.
When I eat, you eat.
That was a very expensive one. I'm not going to lie.
I did love that moment.
Shit, I forgot Aqua Paradise. I didn't take it out of the car.
No.
Damn it.
I went full Arnold Schwarzenegger again.
No, Aqua Paradise. No.
Maserati.
Get it out the car.
Sofia.
He does do something really stupid, I think, in this moment too, because Victor's like, yo, what do we do about Sofia now that she knows, we're working against her?
Yeah, because we get brief flashbacks where we find out how fucked Oz was and why he didn't let her get in the car. Nadia spilled all the beans that he even murdered Alberto, right? So
right.
He's fucked. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but he does something really stupid where he sort of hand waves the threat of Sofia away. He makes the same mistake as every other man in this story, because he says something super derogatory too. He's like, chicks are torn without a prick. He says that. And I'm like, holy shit, Oz, that's not smart of you. You know how dangerous she could be. I just thought that was kind of a rare misstep from Oz Cobb.
Yeah, a lot of fatal flaws.
He took a few in this episode, a few missteps.
A lot of L's.
Yeah, he took a lot of L's.
We find out, I was shocked. That Maroney's kid is big on TikTok.
I love his user handle.
What was it? I didn't catch it.
At View from the Taj.
Taj Mahal, but his name's Taj. I like it. I like it. Yeah, he's just wilding on TikTok, talking about taking over the whole gangland of Gotham, just making videos about it. Top 10 people I killed. I don't know if he's doing ranked list of crimes he's committed or what kind of brand he's got on there.
I hope it's just him doing TikTok trends the whole
I hope
time.
he's selling TikTok shop stuff too. It is treadmill. Fits right under your desk.
You know he had a TikTok where it was him counting money on like a bed, but it was that song "My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle."
It folds.
Like
Sure.
he had one of those videos for sure.
Yeah, he did that trend. And the ones where like you turn the light off and you're wearing a different outfit in the silhouette. I forget the song, but he does all that stuff. The bunny ears where you poke your butt up. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was way back in the day.
I just love how Oz has TikTok just ready to go on his phone. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
this is what we're going to do next.
I was scrolling the other day.
Yeah.
Look at this motherfucker.
You just see him in the purple Maserati while Vic's driving, just scrolling through TikTok videos. No.
Vic, you gotta see this video. Check this out. Pick it up at that dog.
Get up at that dog.
It gets funny, right? It's not a dog, it's a bear. Stupid kid thinks it's a dog.
Anyway, I'm trying to find the corn kid. And all of a sudden, Nadia's son pops up.
What's Penguin's
Says
TikTok?
people you may know. And I'm like, oh, I do.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
What's Penguin's TikTok handle?
I love my mom.
My right foot. I don't know, man.
My right foot.
That's a Daniel Day-Lewis joke.
Well, my left foot. I think it's his left foot. My
But
left
he's got
foot.
the left one, I got the right.
No, I think it is his right. That's what I'm saying. It works both
You
ways.
put us together. we win all the potato sack races.
But that's his plan, is to kidnap Taj Maroney. So they bust in while he's getting a sweet back tattoo, but he's listening to like noise canceling Dolby Atmos headphones, so he doesn't hear the gunshots at first.
Man, hoisted by his own petard, getting the good headphones. If he got the headphones I had, he would not have been taken surprised. He would have heard them coming from a block away.
I'm not proud of myself that the first thing I thought of, they dragged the guy out of the hotel, the tattoo parlor. They toss him on the ground. And I'm like, man, that's going to get infected. You know what I mean? That's a tattoo. You got to
Can you
keep
just put
very
some
clean.
plastic on the back? Just cover it up for me.
Come on, man.
The worst thing this says a lot about me, because you have had tattoos before, so of course you're primed to think that way. I have not. I'm not primed to think that way. The only thing I thought of is when Taj tries to climb the fence and Victor goes to pull him down, he didn't immediately grab him by the underwear and yank him, because that's the move. He like purposely looked like he tried to avoid the undies. And I'm like, oh, come on, Victor, just go in for it.
Yeah,
Get a
wedgie
fistful.
plus slam.
Yeah, get a fistful of that.
A fistful of undies.
Yeah.
First thing you thought was, let me see that dick.
Well, that was my hope, as he yanked him down and he like accidentally pants him. Ooh, view from the Taj.
That's a view of the Taj.
Ooh. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Vic beats the shit out of Taj in this scene. And Vic has leveled his game. What do you guys think about that? Did it ever occur to you that maybe we've seen too far of a jump from episode 3 Vic to episode 5 Vic? Because he's like all the way in now.
Yeah, it is weird that Vic has, like, a light switch has gone off. Like, no more is he untethered by the prospect of, like, oh, maybe I can have a quote-unquote normal life with this friend that I had. He just seems to, like, because this is...
He's committed to the bit now.
Like,
Yeah, he gave
hours since he decided not to go on the bus with her, and all of a sudden he's like, fuck you, Taj! And, like...
He pretty much said just gave him his whole self to Oz.
Yeah, he's like, you want me to clamp him, boss?
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
Put the screws to him.
I mean, I like it. He's all the way in now. He realizes only one way now. So he goes to Blackgate and he shows Sal and Nadia the Polaroid of their son, who's now kidnapped. And Sal gets very upset. I love, hey, Sal, put your dick away.
Put your dick away.
Come on. We got to do all that, right? So he wants to exchange his son for the shrooms, the bliss source that they stole when they captured him and Sofia at the club, right? He says, Taj will be fine if you honor your end.
I'll let you take one guard because I'm a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman. And they don't trust him. They talk in their own language. I guess that's Italian.
Yeah, I would say it's Italian.
You think he would speak a little Italian, you know, hanging around the Falcons as much as he does, but maybe not.
He just took the Spanish Duolingo.
He's fuck.
It's wrong play.
Ma told me that was not the play.
Well,
he does know Spanish. That's right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying now.
he may have understood a little bit, because then he said, I mean, he yells at him after they've been talking for a bit.
Well,
Says
that
if you
was,
honor-
to me, that was like the, don't be talking and shit I can't understand.
Yeah,
this is serious. But maybe this is too nerdy, but like Italian and Spanish are very similar.
Yeah,
but they both
all come from Latin.
they both have Latin roots.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It could be.
He could decipher a lot of that probably. Hey,
And he's not stupid, obviously. I mean, he's pretty smart. Well,
he is smart.
he is smart. He just doesn't make the
He's
best
insecure.
decisions.
He's insecure, like many men.
He's got an ego. He's
Many men.
insecure.
Wish death upon me.
That's his motto. Swear to
Sure,
God.
that's true. He listens to a lot of 50.
He's got 50 in the Maserati.
Vic. Popping bottles in the club.
Don't forget my CD.
Ma Cobb's got what we need. Come give me a hug, please, Ma.
Please.
Deep 50-cent jokes going on here, and probably not landing. I'm gonna try another one in a little bit though, because that's how I roll.
Probably not.
Can't wait.
On his way out of Blackgate Prison, he gives one of the guards a bunch of money, pays him for something. He says, I actually rewound it. I don't know if you guys can get subtitles to come on, but I cannot.
11 p.m. Red jacket.
He said something about a jacket. Yeah, red jacket.
I thought that's what it was. Red jacket.
Yeah.
What if he said? Never mind. So then he said, and then he sees the death of all the Falcons on the news on his way out of Blackgate. So he sees Sofia's work there and that she was one of the only survivors. And then it cuts directly from that to Sofia walking around the carnage. It's like the next morning.
Yeah.
Queen.
Poor Gia is going to be sent to Brookside Children's Home. I thought maybe Sofia would take care of her, but
No.
bye, kid. At least I didn't kill you. You know?
Famously, no monsters in children's homes.
That's right. And then Johnny VT is pronounced missing. Awfully suspicious, says the chief. Awfully suspicious.
Oh my God. So this is what's this guy's name? Colin O something.
The actor?
Yeah, the actor. Colin O something. Anyway, so he played Izzy in Our Flag Means Death. He's in a bunch of other things, but this poor guy, I don't know what's going on, but he always sounds like it pains him to communicate via voice.
Yeah, that's Mackenzie Bach.
Sounds like this.
Sophia.
Hey, you know, maybe he had some like
I'm here to make a house call.
he might have had throat cancer or something. And you're a real asshole.
I mean, it's a cool voice. I love it.
Sure.
Like, one of the things I loved about Our Flag Means Death is his character, because he just sounds so
I forgot
unique.
he's in that show.
Yeah, he's the one who's super jealous of their relationship. And yeah, I mean, every time he pops up, he's one of those actors like, I always kind of forget he's there, but then he shows up like, oh, dude, it's that guy. I love him.
Yeah, he presses Sophia
Because he's in the movie too, the Batman, right?
He is.
Yeah.
He's
He takes over.
He's the chief. It was one of my drops, but yeah, Mackenzie Bach is the detective that takes over in
sorry,
the
I
movie.
took a drop
That's
from you.
it's a low hanging fruit, you know.
I'm glad you picked me.
But he's kind of pressing down on her because she's a very, suspicious. Like the hangman is the only survivor, right? But also, where the fuck is VD? I know you know more than you're letting on. And she pushes back, like, you could tell all your little friends, you're gonna have to make up for all the lost kickbacks now that the Falcons are dead, right? Mm-hmm. And
calls him out.
He kind of smiles, like he's met his match a little bit.
We're doing our due diligence.
Yeah,
Doing our due diligence.
my condolences. And then Johnny, we find out
He's in a Saw movie.
yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of too.
He's tied up at the Falcone Cemetery. What's it called when there's like rich people have their own little
Mausoleum?
A mausoleum.
I think we did this last episode.
We did mausoleum.
Did we have this whole debate?
Yeah.
Like, what is that called?
Because I typed mortuary and I was like, no.
It's mausoleum.
He's at the Falcone Mausoleum, tied up. She wants the untraceable cash that her father probably hid, and VT probably knows where it is. It's really cold in there. It's like winter in Gotham, or fall at least.
That's why she left him alive. Just for that information, yeah.
Yeah. And dumps the cold water on him.
Takes an ice bucket challenge a couple years late.
Does. Didn't film it or anything. And then
This isn't helping the cause.
She's like, she dumps the cold water and say, yeah, well, we'll see your organs will work extra hard to get there. And basically like, yeah, you're dead, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Tell me what I need to know.
I like
or
that
you're
her
dead.
form of torture is just making him really uncomfy.
Yeah.
Especially if he's that plush Falcone lifestyle he's used to,
I mean, you saw his bedroom with all the guitars and the.
At least bring me my
tricks.
Slippies.
And that was her mother, Isabella's cousin, Johnny VT, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was her name? So her name was Gigante, though, not
Gigante.
VT. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Cousins can have different last names.
Sure, cousins can. I'm just trying to put all the tree together. You know? MyMaroneyandMe.com. Get the testing done. Oz's crew is watching the news. They're all hanging out at Eve's. She's none too happy about the party at her house. And she's upset. Like, the fucking hangman, you were going to screw her over and you let her, like, see my face and know my name
She
and
knows
shit?
my friends.
Oh, my God. That's not good. She's really scared, right? And he's drinking Blanton's bourbon, by the way. I clocked a little horse in the background.
Nice.
Nice. What year? I don't know. And
That's a good one.
yeah. But yeah, she's like, hey, it's all good. Do I ever fuck up? Do I ever let shit? And she's like, yeah, all the time.
I fix things. That's what I do. I fix things.
Yeah, the sink was broke.
I fixed that. Something wrong with your electric. I fixed that. Well, I didn't. I called a guy, but I got it. I called the guy who fixed the thing.
Couldn't find the remote. I bought you a new TV.
It was a Roku. Had all the channels pre-built.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to log in.
I give you my Netflix login. You fuck up all my shows. You don't even create your own profile. It's frustrating. I don't say nothing.
I don't even remember where I left off.
Yeah, I was watching Outer Banks season 2. You're all the way deep in 4.
What episode am I on? And then you spoil it and ruin it for me.
I need to know what the Pogues are doing. But I don't care. I don't say nothing. Anyway.
Don't mess up with your Great British Break Off watch. Come on.
The Bake Off?
Yeah. That's what that show's called, right?
Whatever.
I don't fucking care.
Is it cake? Is it not?
Is it cake? Is it cake 4's coming? I already watched 3. You went ahead of me.
One of my favorite is a cake. I think it was the most recent season of Rick and Morty, but they go into like a TV channel. You know how they'd sometimes do that where it's like
Intergalactic TV.
Yeah, they're watching Intergalactic TV and it's Is It Cake? But it's like someone strapped to the wall. They're like, is it cake? And it's like, please, Calvin, I'm your brother. I've known you for 13 years. And like the dude like picks up the knife and kind of looks at him like, please, Calvin, don't kill me. But then like 30 seconds later in the background, you hear like, it's cake.
That's a good as a cake, bro. I can never tell if it's cake. But he gives this, after he tries to calm Eve down, he goes to give the speech to the henchmen, and they're formerly part of the Falcone clan, similar to the speech that Sofia gives later. You know, he's like, look, they weren't fucking friends of ours, right? None of those fucks. None of us are made men. Milos wore lifts in his shoes. We all knew it.
We all knew it.
He puts a little dig
That
in
little
there.
pussy boy Johnny Vitti.
So he's like, riles him up. You're part of my crew now. We're all going to get rich. And then he tells Vic, you can't go with us to the war. I need you to go to my mom's house and take care of her. You're the only one that I can trust. And Vic's like, I promise, I'll take care of her.
He's Vic. He's like, I want to help you. I want to go to war with you.
Yeah, I left my girl at the bus stop. I want to kill people.
Yeah, that's what I want to do now. You saw me yank that guy off the fence and beat the fuck out of him. You saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, I didn't get his dick out. I put it away. I kept it.
I posted on my TikTok.
Yeah, you didn't see that.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a lot of views, kid. It's going viral.
Vic, you're on the TikTok.
But yeah, he wants him to protect Ma Cobb because my ma, she keeps me good.
Yeah. I know. Like,
His mama's boy, man. So now that shit's going down, he is a little, he doesn't want to let on to Eve, but he's a little worried, right? Yeah. And even though nobody knows about his mother that he is aware of, shit's going haywire. He's got to make sure she's extra safe, right? We cut to Sofia chilling, laying on a coffin, smoking a ciggy, talking to Johnny.
Queen.
I love it.
Want to die down here in the dark with all the greats?
And Johnny
you can find you a very nice unmarked hole somewhere.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get one of these plaques.
Awesome.
But that's when VT breaks down and says, your mother was going to leave Carmine, right? I don't have any reason to lie anymore. I'm at the bottom, about to die. I just want to tell you, I was really sad when your mom died. And he's like kind of resentful against her and Alberto, right? She actually left that day. I had everything all set up for her to go. She came back because of you fucking kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah.
I don't know if you read that scene like he was being honest and he did love her mother and he's just resented the kids.
I read that as he resents the kids for sure because of that. I think he really did care, but also at the same time, she hits him back with, and yet you chose to work for him as his underboss for years after the fact. He's like, yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah, he's like, I totally did, right?
Did.
But he tells her,
he gave me the slippies.
Yeah.
He says, you need me, Sofia. I can help you get the respect of all the troops if you really want to do this. Mm-hmm. And it looks like she takes him up on that.
Let me help you.
Yeah, I couldn't help your mother.
Help me help you. Plus, I'm really cold. My nipples could cut glass right now.
I'm serious. I'm going to need those slippies.
What is it? Is this a mausoleum or?
Is this a mortuary mausoleum?
What's the word for this, Sophia?
Is it a crypt? And if it is a crypt, follow-up question, is there a keeper?
And does he tell tales? Because that would be fantastic.
That would be much nicer if you're trapped down there in a crypt and you get some tales.
My crypt keeper sounds a lot like Salacious Crumb. We cut to Vic, who gets to Ma Cobb's house, and shit is not looking good. No. She's left a lot of stuff on the stove. Things are unkempt. And he finds her in the bedroom chilling. Oh, hey,
it's
buddy.
You. What are you doing in the dark?
She definitely doesn't recognize him.
No.
Hey, buddy.
I found your baseball glove from Little League.
And he tells her he's making a move against the Maronis. That's where Oz is. He killed all the Falcons. And she doesn't believe him at first. He's like, no, seriously. He really kind of technically a few things removed from doing that did. And she's like, finally. And I love that. Like, she's like clapping and shit.
Let's go.
Let's go. He's going to need me.
Yeah, he's going to need my help.
He's going to need my help.
For what?
She said, if someone needs like a stern undressing down, like verbally.
Yeah, metaphorically.
You bring Ma Cobb in.
If you need a literal one, call Steve.
That walk-in when she obviously doesn't recognize him, thinks he's one of her sons. But the flip, and you can just see that a lot of happens with a lot of dementia patients. That flip where she's like, hey, I'm Vic. I work for your son. And then she's like, I know who you are. Like,
yeah.
Wow. It's just crazy.
This is one of my favorite scenes of the episode because like when he walks in, they've got that. There's a lot of tension or foreboding in this scene because like it's like, they kind of play a little bit with is someone already got to her? Yeah. And then it's like, oh no, it's just, this
is just how she lives.
It's just how she lives. She's forgetting to close the fridge, turn off the oven or the stove, all that stuff. And then, yeah, like you said, that happiness of, being in a memory that she's reliving and then just being like, oh, no, I'm here. Yeah. What the fuck do you want? I hate you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And almost a little bit of a touch of embarrassment too, when she realizes that she's
in her nightgown playing with a baseball glove with the stove on.
Yeah. It is super sad.
Yeah. Then we cut to the guard at Blackgate Prison who stabs Sal Maroni.
Worst fucking assassin ever. Like, why didn't he just walk into the room with a neon tracksuit with like a bullhorn, like, gonna murder you now. Just seriously, like from across the room, like, hey, this is for Oz Cobb. Oh, you saw me coming.
Oh, from the mirror that I can see you see me in. I saw you see me, see him, see that.
Whoa,
right?
Whoa.
You never go to stab someone who's in front of a mirror.
Now you see me too.
And you don't try to stab big ass Clancy Brown. He's standing like, oh, I'll take that.
I worked at Shawshank for 30 years. And you think you can get me? Where's the guy that does my taxes?
I heard he pissed his pants when they dragged his ass off to Shawshank.
Sal Maroni looked like a tall drink of water. Like a strong wind might blow him over. Pretty good, Morgan.
Don't they make fun of that character for crying when he gets arrested? Isn't that like he cried like a little bitch?
Morgan,
yeah, because he was
his ass in Shawshank.
He was a very abusive man, so that was funny. Turns out he was soft.
He was a little pussy boy.
Anyway, in this universe, they stab Oz, and it looks like, that's what Oz paid the guard to do. Sal's dead, right?
Yeah, they stabbed
Sal. Oh, sorry, Sal. Oz is unstabbed.
What are you doing here? Wrong guy.
How'd you think it is? Supposed to be in prison.
Did Ma send you? Oh, Ma. Come on, Ma. Don't do me like that, Ma.
Oz meets Nadia with Taj. That's the preordained meeting, right? He's got his buddy Bruno with him. So she brought a truck full of shrooms. He's got Taj in the back of the van. And then he brings it out and he's all fucking wet. Yeah. And it's kind of like, why is he wet? Let's not worry about it, right?
He's in the jacuzzi in the back of the van.
And his mouth is duct taped. And she's like, I want to hear him talk. Nah, I'm doing you a favor. Your son's a talker.
Why does it smell like gas?
I don't think it's gas.
Is that petroleum?
It's got to be kerosene or something that has a smell for sure. But they cross Oz first, right? They come out shooting Uzis and stuff.
Worst shots of all time.
Oh yeah, they're stormtroopers for sure.
For sure.
And he kills them all. Bruno's unhurt. Nobody's hurt.
No.
They hit nobody.
just the nameless Maronis.
Bruno is really out in the middle, like right by the van and like shooting all around.
He's dodging them though, man.
Yeah.
He's quick. We don't talk about Bruno, first off.
No. Well, I was going to say, like, I want a spin-off movie about Bruno. The way that guy just like fucking...
That was so good.
Really?
I love that.
You like the Encanto reference? 7-foot frame, rats down his back. No?
It's beautiful.
It was great. Fantastic.
We don't talk about Bruno.
It was our wedding day. I can do the whole fucking thing and my daughter loves it.
No clouds allowed in the sky.
No clouds allowed in the sky. That fucking song slaps, dude.
It's a great song.
Encanto is awesome.
I love it so much. Anyway, we don't typically digress on the show, but today's so.
Yeah, never.
So it turns out that he's lubed up with a flammable substance, right? Which had to hurt on his fresh tattoo. I want to bring that up again.
That would hurt so bad.
Owie. and Oz fucking sets them on fire.
Brutal.
He could have shot them, Steve.
He could have.
He's just mean.
He wants to send a message.
Him just sitting there watching it and get that.
And you can hear, like, I don't know how Taj is screaming. I guess the duct tape burn off.
She is screaming.
Is it Nadia?
Nadia's screaming. Yeah.
Well, they're both screaming.
I heard Manly screaming.
But Taj is the one loudly screaming.
I think she had pried off the duct tape right when he was setting it off, right?
Really?
I think that because obviously he was gonna be like, it's gasoline or it's kerosene.
Yeah,
Please
that's why he didn't take the tape off.
Fucking
Yeah.
run.
Yeah. This isn't Vaseline. It's not what you think, Mom.
That push in on Oz's face just kind of enjoying, like, I love this. I love barbecue. It's great.
I'm going to lose all my TikTok brand deals.
Oh, no. Mine now, kid. The Taj is on fire, everybody. What's up? It's your boy, Ma Cobb.
Smash that follow. No, he'd have to go on IG Live for that, or it would be censored for sure on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, they let that shit through on IG Live.
Mm-hmm.
Immolation? Yeah, let that in.
Immolation. Yeah, they burned to death.
Did I use that word correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as they're driving the truck out, like the fire retardant chemicals get sprayed all over the mushrooms, right? Like he's like, fuck, let's get out of here, right? So, we're like, are they fine? No, they're not. All the shrooms are dead except for 2 buckets when he gets back to wherever he's going. Yeah, that's sad. Those poor shrooms. I like how there's like shrooms busting out of the bucket on the side too.
I know.
Like,
How
are
they that strong? They
look like buckets from The Last of Us or something. Like it's crazy. I've never grown shrooms. I don't know. These things are pretty promiscuous is not the word. No. Do you know anything about shrooms, Steve?
Invasive, I should say. Invasive.
Sure, that's a better word.
I mean, I'm not a very fun guy, so no.
I mean,
So when I grew my shrooms,
You hated that.
no. It wasn't an Encanto reference, but it was fine.
when I grew my shrooms,
Sure.
they were very invasive. They took over my garden. They weren't very good.
Would they bust through a side of a bucket?
They bust through the side of a goddamn car.
Oh, okay.
That's how
So
strong
then,
they are.
What are we even arguing about? They do that. We find out that Sal survived, killed Mikey because Oz gets a phone call. And he's like, Mikey, tell me something good. I got nothing good for you. This is Sal. It's the opposite.
Mikey's dead, you little bitch. That's
This
not
is
what you
where-
want to hear on the other side of a phone call.
No.
This is where the show gets really silly for the first time, right?
Yeah.
But I got Mikey's keys. Okay, first off, that's not how prisons work. There's no fucking way he's breaking out of that prison with just one guard's set of keys. There's still guards all over the walls, guards in his hallway, cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
And it's Gotham Blackgate. It's Blackgate prisons. One of the toughest prisons in Gotham. Like, come on.
I don't know. Batman fights a lot of the same villains. I don't think Arkham and Blackgate are very well protected.
I think Maroney is in prison, but it's just the all he was missing with them keys, baby. Like all the guards on his payroll, but like they can't just let him out.
Oh, okay.
He got the keys.
Oh, yeah.
No,
See
we
you,
don't do
Sal.
anything about the keys.
I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
We made you a gift basket.
Say hi to Nadia for me.
It's got a new cheese in there, but don't worry, it does travel well. It definitely travels well.
Yeah. I was just watching Taj on TikTok. Hey,
Yeah.
congrats.
He's on fire
That
out
kid's
there.
lit.
22,000 followers. That's decent.
Yeah, he does pretty good.
Man, Sal's a hillbilly. That's pretty good.
He did pretty good.
Biscuit and
He did pretty good on that there TikTok.
mustard and biscuits. On that there TikTok.
It's not Vine, but it's all right.
We're losing so many followers, dude. I shouldn't have drank that Mio.
Oh no, the Mio got you banned.
Yeah, I'm being silly
Ain't
now.
got no gas in it.
That's right. But anyway, Sal fucking killed Mikey. He's out, right? And he's like, you're fucking cooked, Oz. You're cooked. And that choice of words has Oz, who's also angry, and he's on the...
I'm cooked.
Oh, speaking of cooked. Turns out I set your wife and your son on fire.
Rotisserie style.
Yeah.
Well done.
I didn't rotate them. Probably more done on one side. I had him.
Nah, they were spinning.
That's true. I love, so Oz is like cooked. Speaking of cooked,
Yeah.
call Nadia.
Oh,
She'll tell you she's on fire.
It'd been so funny if he's like, okay, fine, I'll call Nadia. She didn't pick up. What the fuck's this guy talking about?
What if he kept going with the puns too? You know, Taj is a rapper. Pretty fire.
How many more you got?
Flaming hot Cheetos. That's what he likes to eat. Yeah. You know what his favorite meat is? Burnt ends. Yeah.
Your wife's smoking.
I was going somewhere. I was like struggling, to be honest with you. I was thinking like I can make a Pokemon Charmander joke. I was going way out there, and then you brought me back.
You're welcome. Yeah.
That's it. We'll end it at smoking. Can't do better than
I'm
that.
here for you, buddy.
This episode of Streaming Things is sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
You know, Steve, there's something I need to get off my chest.
What's that, fella?
It's been weighing on me. You know that I resigned at the day job recently, right? And I've been a little scared. There's a family to worry about. There's health insurance. There's capitalism.
Sounds like a stressful time.
But we all carry around different stressors, big and small. And it feels better when you bring something to the light and keep them bottled up. It can start to affect us negatively. And therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. In my case, it's all of the stress, the misery, the fear. But I had to come over here and share that with you, and I felt better. You know, that's a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
Unloading all that on you and Erica and feeling better myself.
That's sounds like my Friday night.
Sometimes you just need somebody to listen. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you're not vibing, that's completely fine. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/streamingthings to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/streamingthings.
Ooh, spooky streaming things in October. What's up, Stream Fiends? It's a new month, and it's time to thank the patrons of Streaming Things. You guys are literally keeping the lights on over here for us at the podcast, and if we didn't have lights on, there'd be all sorts of ghosties and monsters and vampires that could scare us all throughout the night. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we have an extra special thank you to our super patrons for the month of October. Let's read them out now. So a special thank you to Smithers, Nice Guy Eddie, Albus Stinkpot, Sean, Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Jim X, Lady Trashley, Just Liz Calabria, Mike from New Hampshire, Brett X, E Scramo, Lil Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Bluff Pum, AK Ashley Ray, Adam Busby, Big Butthorn, Jer Latanowicz, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elfbander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, Stanton Valentino, Trisha Bueller, Sun-Loving Mortal, Suzanne Rode, Jen Robinson, Kloop, Kalisha Reeves, Paula Garcia, Brenda Bren, Aaron Armstrong, Kevin Strother, Ashley Powers, Stephen V, Casey McCain, and as always, Enza. Thank you all so much for supporting the show, and let's get back to this episode of the podcast.
And then Oz calls Vic and says, look, you got to get my mom out of there. Shit's crazy now, right? So now he's got Sofia and Sal gunning for him. He's getting a little scared. And Vic's like, where do I take her? I don't fucking know. You figure it out, right?
I got this, Oz.
We cut to Sofia, who's getting her mother's fur coat out of the closet, right? Gearing up. Dr. Julian Rush shows up. Again, this is a little comic book silly. I'm not against it. It's just a tonal tweak that, in my opinion, is being dialed up a little bit. Yeah, he's just giving her a speech about, hey, I know you're probably murdering everybody. And I'm like so into you that I'm down for that. I just want you to know I'm here to help, right? I'd like to feel release. Mm-hmm. It's a weird speech that he gives. But
I mean, you could just masturbate, dude.
No, I'm all backed up,
if
Sofia.
you want release, if you get that release.
I want to kill people. I think you seem to be enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I want to try it. Teach me.
Yeah, he sees her like being her true self and just being her true self. And I want to know what his true self is. Again, he's the biggest question mark of this whole series for me. I really don't know where this guy is coming from.
Absolutely obsessed with her.
Quit being obsessed with her.
That's actually understandable. Yeah. No question mark.
We all are. I'm obsessed with her. I would show up and just be like, hey, I just want to join. I don't know what he's talking about, a release.
Yeah, what are you even doing?
Sign a release or something, hang out with you.
What are we doing?
What are we doing tonight?
Miss Gigante. But Sophia's got a room full of soldiers and Johnny. So these are all
music that plays when she goes
it's such an epic moment. And he's like, Johnny sets it up, tees it up, says Sofia's got something to say, right? And she's like, I gassed the family. Stress the elephant in the room. I killed them all. And I am so glad they're dead. And Johnny's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
That's not the speech that we rehearsed. And she says, look, Carmine Falcone, fuck him. We will never speak his name again. I'm a gigante. And this is a new family now. And Johnny's, hey, whoa. Like, he wants to be the Falcone still. Like, hey, he's got his whole thing going on. And then she shoots Johnny in the fucking face.
Yes. Yeah. Fucking fantastic.
And she's a socialist. She dumps the money out right in the blood, too. You could have put it somewhere else.
I mean, there were like literally any other place.
I was picturing me being a gangster. Like, the smart thing to do is grab some money.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to pick one of the ones that's not bloody.
You got to get the top one.
I just love how that gangster, his name is Leo. He picks up, he goes, Sofia? He just looked at
Mommy?
Well, she kind of like looks at him sternly and he goes, Miss Gigante?
Miss Gigante.
And she is like, that's the perfect thing to say.
That's okay.
Right? Or he could have also said mommy.
Yeah.
For sure. That would have worked. She would have smirked. Julianne would have been like.
But what she said about her mom was like, they shut my mom up because she was a force. She was a force. I love that because she was they didn't want her because she spoke her mind, most likely. And obviously Carmine didn't like that. The Falcones didn't like the Gigantes.
Well,
Gigante
she was going to leave.
Take
the kids, you know.
Well, the thing that sets Johnny off to sort of be like, whoa, hey, is because she says she's going to end this fruitless war against them Ronies. And Johnny's like, well, I think we got scores to settle. Like, that's the thing that, like, no, he's in that, like, big dogging, like, we got to, like, get what's ours. They hurt us. We got to hurt them back. And she's like, no, fuck you, dude. That's their war. We're not doing that anymore. But I love how she, like, the beginning of the scene is so good because she comes in, she's wearing her mom's outfit, but she's purposely like
letting her scars show.
Letting her scars show.
Yeah.
She's like not afraid to be who she is anymore. She's just out and proud. And she like makes a big meal of like all these, like, you're not made man, only Johnny is. Like, we love Uncle Johnny. And then she just iced him. Like, he's the last of this old empire. And she just gets rid of him and she's like, let's make a new one.
The Falcons are dead with Johnny. Johnny VD's that. And I want to say I know she kept him alive for the money, but I want to say she also kept him alive so she could end the family.
For theater?
Yeah, I love that. To end it in front of all the men, to be like, you can trust me. I will take you to that next level because none of these guys will let you. You were cannon fodder. That's what you were, cannon fodder for all the rest of them. You were just thrown out there.
NPCs.
Yeah.
You guys play video games?
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, different metaphor.
They start walking back and one dude's just walking into the wall. Like a glitched out NPC.
Okay, they literally
Mr.
are.
Gigante, how do I get out of here?
What's that noise? Must have been the wind.
And then Vic is talking to, or taking Ma Cobb where no one else would think to look. Crown Point. Ew. And Ma Cobb is like,
disgusting.
there's literally like a car on top of another car upside down. VIP parking. Ain't that nice? Ain't this nice?
That's like if you lived around here, they'd be like, I'm going to take your ma where no one's ever going to find him. Dayton, Kentucky. Ew.
8th and State.
Sorry, anybody who lives in Dayton, Kentucky, but you know.
Nobody in Dayton, Kentucky listens to this show.
What's a podcast?
He's trying to sneak her past fucking Squid. Remember Squid?
Fucking Squid.
Do I?
And he takes her to Calvin's old apartment. Squid does see them. That's probably going to be a thing later.
I love that she has her old lady lamp.
Oh, this is the lamp. This is probably a Tiffany.
This is the crystal Tiffany lamp. Yeah.
Can't leave that at the crib.
VIP parking.
Ain't this nice? And then look, it looks like the apartment that she had when all of 3 of her boys were alive. It's very similar to how Oz grew up, and she fucking hates it.
I hate it here.
Yeah, the east side
Takes everything from you.
The east side is cursed.
But it's not going to take my lamp. I love lamp.
I love
lamp.
Oz goes to Eve's again. Now he's worried and scared. Get your things, pack your shit. We got to go. Remember how I told you everything was going to be okay?
It ain't.
And she's like, I'm not fucking going with you. Put my shit down. I'm definitely not doing that.
He has this line that makes me laugh. So like when Victor's taken Ma Cobb to the house, they Squids, they're robbing a liquor store and it's called Zoo Liquor. And apparently this liquor place is so well known that when he shows up, like he tells Eve, Victor has a nice place. It's by the zoo.
I didn't.
Like everyone knows the zoo.
Oh, that's interesting. Holy shit. That's funny. I just realized something great for drops. Good job, Steve.
I helped.
You did.
Yeah,
You very much did.
Yay.
That's so funny. That's so clever. That's actually fucking great. I'll share it with you guys soon. Don't worry. But Eve's like, I'm not going with, like, she's only his confidant, his friend, his lover when he's on top.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what breaks Oz's heart. Now that he's down, now that he's down for the count, come hide out with me. Don't have nice things. Live kind of shitty. Absolutely not. Right. So he starts breaking things around her house. And she's like, honey, you'll be on top again soon. I'm yours. But right now I'm just going to hold you back.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. You're not ride or die. You're the opposite.
I thought she was dead at that scene. When he's standing on the table and he's just looking and she's just talking behind him. I was like, she's dead.
And I'm so glad.
There's no way
He
she's
does
living.
that lip licking thing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
And just have him commit violence against a woman for no,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I know he's a villain. He's a murderer.
But
like,
that would seem out of character
It was
for
for
him
him.
specifically.
yeah, at least at this point.
Right.
You know?
But I was thinking that might be a start to his full penguin.
The show could have just been called Breaking Badder.
Yeah, like the start, like he's because he's kind of unraveling a little bit, and I was like, well, it's gotta like really. I mean, it's already kind of started, but I'm like, well, she's the first domino to fall, and then possibly Ma, possibly Vic, and then when
Well, we're
most likely
seeing
what's happened. with
Sophia.
Yeah,
You know, the second betrayal by Oz was kind of her pushing over the edge point, and then we're seeing Oz. The betrayal by Eve, and you know, they're both taking actions and feeling more and more isolated and more justified and saying fuck the world, right? And it's fascinating.
and they're getting more and more untethered too, and that's what's driving it. That's why I was like so wanting to watch the next episode last night, because I'm like, they're both so far out of it that something huge has to happen soon. Like,
we're getting close.
I know.
We're getting close.
Old Sal Maroni is wounded, hiding in like a log cabin, crying over his wife. Then there's some gunshots outside. His guards are presumably killed. Sophia walks in
I
with
have
a
the
gun.
worst fucking guards.
Holy shit. What a funky hideout. Big fan of wood.
I love that.
Oh my God. I would watch a spin-off show where it's just Sophia walking into other people's homes and being catty about them. It's happened like 3 times this season already.
Oh, yeah, 'cause she
And
did it with
every
Oz's
time,
apartment.
I love it.
Big fan of wood.
Oh, and no cheese.
So they sit down at the table and he talks about how Oz she talks about how Oz betrayed her, and her father immediately took Oz's side, promoted him, and sent her away, right? His own daughter, right?
Would you have done that?
I would have ripped out his tongue and left him for the vultures. I thought so.
Yeah.
That was honestly a rhetorical question. So don't interrupt again.
I have a gun.
She puts the gun down and she's like, look, how about the Maronis and the Gigantes join families? We have an alliance and we just spit roast Oz. I'm really upset with him.
You kill Oz and take over.
You familiar with a spit roast?
Yeah, but they're not the Falcones anymore. It's the Gigantes.
Didn't I say Gigantes?
That's what he said.
Oh,
he
okay.
he said Gigantes.
My brain.
You're so
my brain
ready
heard
for me to
Falcones.
fuck up that you just insert it.
You dumb piece of shit.
Thanks for having my back. It's usually just us. And I can tell he doesn't believe me. I'm like, hey, I said that. And he's like, okay, buddy.
Sure.
And then when I hear, he edits it later and I hear me go, Falcons, because he ADR'd it. Damn, buddy.
Just Steve's voice.
Yeah.
Falcons.
He's really good with voices. Yeah. Just so you listeners know, anytime you think I fucked up, it's actually Steve making it happen later and imitating my voice.
I have all the power.
You know, you just got to implant your mouth over his to where, like, on the video.
That's
like a Conan O'Brien bit.
All in the video, too.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And then Oz shows up to Crown Point. He's got his 2 buckets of shrooms and a flashlight. Hey,
I know. I love these bucket of shrooms and flashlights.
hey, Mike, Ma, you want to have fun? Want to do these shrooms? And she's like, no, you did let me down. You suck. You just like your father. Are you trying to kill me, taking me back here? Like
Throwing it in my face what I lost.
she sees it as punishment, right? Because this is where not only does she hate this part of her life, but this is where her 2 sons that she liked significantly more than Oz died. Wrong kid died.
Wrong kid.
What kind of man can't take care of his own mother?
Oh,
Get off me. Get off.
yeah. Smacks his hand away.
Right. So, Eve betrayed his mother. Nobody can handle Oz now that he's down in the dumps, except for Vic. Vic's like, hey, man, pretty rough day.
I love this little bit where he's like going through all the shit that Ma Cobb brought with him in that box. And Vic kind of startles awake and he's like, what are you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep, man. And Oz is like, hey, no, you did good, kid.
Yeah,
this was good. Like,
Good
I just
idea.
love how he's still like, oh, this is my boy. This is my kid. This
It's
is
the
my
only
homie.
friend now.
This is my homie.
Ground Point was smart, right? Because it's the only place neither of the Maronis nor the Gigantes have a foothold. It's just chaos. Squid, though. They didn't factor in Squid.
No.
He's got all of his tentacles on everything. And
Hey, kid, you want to go explore the city? See what maybe get some slush puppies?
I could use one.
I got a joint, but we can't smoke it where people can see. They'll want to hit.
It's really annoying.
it's really half a joint. I smoked half it on the way over. I'm sorry. I couldn't wait.
How Snoop Dogg pops out of nowhere whenever you light it. Anyway. But yeah, he tells Vic he did good. And then Vic's like, what happened to your brothers? Will you finally tell me this crucial tidbit? And the city took them.
Just
Oh,
like
I was waiting. I was waiting.
And I was too weak to help him, right? So that's like his, never again will I feel, will I let myself feel that powerless, right? It's kind of his psychological motivation.
But we still don't know exactly what happened to
I know.
them.
We don't. And I
was
don't know
really-
I don't even know that we need to. I guess we will find out, but it's like, we kind of get it, right?
Yeah.
They got in some shit they weren't, because he's like, we were always getting in trouble,
They probably got in trouble with
The
the wrong
city
people.
took them, Society.
A plot twist. It was just Brookside's children's
Ooh.
came and took them.
Literally,
the city did
the
take
city
them.
took them. CPS. And I was too weak. I tried to, they were stronger.
They looked at me and they're like, eh.
Yes. Pass. And then he sees the trolley coin in like this old jar of coins that Ma Cobb brought. And that gives him an idea. So he takes Vic.
You ever been to Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. It was a token.
We got 20 tokens in here.
Some real Five Nights at Freddy's shit, let me tell you. So they go to like the old underground trolley system, which was abandoned even when Oz was a kid. So that's where they used to hang out. And it's this whole network of tunnels that stretches all throughout Gotham.
City was their playground because of these, these tunnels.
And there's an old generator down there. So,
Thank
basically,
God it's a generator from The Last of Us that still works.
I know, right?
They got one of those Last of Us generators.
as long as it's got fucking gas in it, it would work. So they're going to grow the shrooms down there. Plenty of darkness and humidity, right? So this is going to be their new hangout. And they're going to start their new bliss empire. That's the end of the episode.
This is a weird vibe at the scene. I mean, I like where it ends. Like, oh, we got a place. We're going to be like a real Batman villain hanging out in the sewers. Like, I like that. It's fun. But the scene opens up with this like really cool, like synthy 80s, like like droning sort of synthesized song, and then it ends with a more like traditional orchestral. But like I kept waiting for like the 80s synth to like really pop off, and then they just abandoned it halfway through. I'm like, what the fuck? I like the vibe that was happening.
Dude,
but,
the ending of that was really crazy. And I love how the ending, the generator just dies and the lights go out. Credits. Oh, like perfect. That's perfect.
yeah, I love the restraint they had of someone just going, shit. Or
Yeah,
someone-
that's what I know. I was waiting for that too. I was waiting for like, come on, you gonna say it? You gonna say it?
No.
Ah, fuck. Ah, no, you're good.
Vic, is that your hand? Well, that brings us to our Slush Puppies, our top 3 favorite moments of episode 5. Hatter, let us know. Cut us in on your number 3.
Number 3, Sofia killing Johnny Vitti at the table to show she is in charge. I believe that, I want to believe this. I don't know if it's true. I want to believe she kept him alive so she could end it in front of everybody in the Falcone family, the Falcone line, and take the Gigante name. And it was just an amazing scene, and she was epic in it. And it just set the tone for her whole empire now. So that was my number 3.
Number 3, Steve.
My number 3 is the I feel like I let you down, Ma scene. It's just heartbreaking the way he's just like,
You did.
He loves his mom so much, and she's just
You feel accurately.
not great.
She's not. She's awful, man.
Like, you feel bad for her and you feel sympathy for her, but like she really is just not a great role model for him. And if she's the one keeping him good, no wonder he's in this situation.
She keeps me good.
But the performances between the two of them in this scene is really, really great and heartbreaking. And it's my number 3. Kit, your number 3.
My number 3 is just Sofia laying on the coffin, smoking a ciggy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slaying Johnny.
Yes.
Getting a little cold over there. I'm pretty toasty. My toasty woes are
I
roasty
got your
toasty.
slippies.
Yeah. It's just the whole vibe of Sofia is intoxicating. I identify with Dr. Rush. But yeah, that's my number 3. Hatter, your number 2.
Number 2, Oz feeling betrayed by Eve. Because I believe this is the start of the unraveling of his storyline. It's going to make him the Penguin.
As opposed to one of many penguins.
Yeah, it's going to one of many penguins. Yeah, this is going to make him. Is what's going to put him. It's the start of him going over the edge. Like Sophia's was the last straw, was Oz's final betrayal, but then this, I believe, is the first time he thought that him and Eve had a thing, even though he paid her probably most of the time. But I just feel like this is the start of his downfall to rise to power. If you get what I'm saying with that.
I do.
Yeah.
Side note, did you know that a group of penguins,
Oh, great.
this is actually fascinating, are called a waddle
No.
when they're on land?
It's different depending on
There's
location?
5 situations.
What are the 5 situations?
So there's a waddle of penguins. That would be Ma Cobb and his crew. There is, because they're on land, there is a raft of penguins when they're in the water. A colony of penguins when they have gathered for breeding season. A rookery of penguins can also be applied to when they gather for breeding season or other social events.
Okay.
Social events.
Swear to God.
Social events, like
Or-
if they're at a gala.
Or then a fifth one that just would work is called a huddle of penguins.
I love it.
I feel like waddle is derogatory, so I'm going to go with
I feel like the Penguin social event, they're all getting together to watch streaming things. They're like, come on, let's join the rookery. Let's go join the rookery.
It's time for Bean Ween.
Come on, Pesto, let's watch streaming things.
Pesto? The penguin?
Isn't
Pesto
that the
the
big?
penguin?
I think
isn't
so.
that big baby penguin?
Yeah. Yes. That sounded derogatory as well. But I know what you mean.
He's just a big baby.
I'm a penguin. Steve, you're number 2 as well. You penguin bully.
Just bully penguins. Give me your lunch money, Pesto. No, my number 2 is the scene with Sal and Sophia. I just love how she's got all this power, and you got Clancy Brown, who just has had all the power stripped from him, and how they have this like open conversation about like the devastation and the poor character that was her father. And she's like, and I didn't realize that they were building this example in Sal Maroni's character this whole season. But like, here's a guy, he's also a crime boss, but he clearly loves his family
Right.
so much. Like obviously, like he loves Nadia. They would do anything for their kid. And then over here you have Carmine Falcone, who literally just dumped his daughter at the first whiff of any sort of like,
And murdered his wife.
and murdered his wife. Like did all these terrible things and hates his son and treats his son kind of poorly. But like, and you see like she's like, hey, there's this low level dude started talking shit about me, and my father just immediately cast me aside. What would you have done? He's like, I would have, killed that guy and fed him to the vultures. And just like, oh, can you guys be a family? I think you guys should be a family. An opening for a child just opened up in the Maroni family. Could you
We have an opening.
She's
gonna like audition.
She's got an opening for a father figure. Like the two of you get together and just be the powerhouse family. What's the Maroni and Gigante like? The
Mogantes.
The Mogantes. Like I'm here for it because I just love Clancy Brown. I love her.
Or jabroni.
Sir, there's this gang of jabronis out there.
The Jabroni family's here.
Get the riot gear. Sorry. That's my number 2.
Yeah, that was Chief Bach.
Thanks.
My number 2 is the flaming Maroni scene. It really surprised me. I was like, I knew that Oz was up to some shit and they were up to some fuck shit on the other end. But when he got out of the van, I was like, oh, why is he all wet? is all I thought. You know, why is he all wet? Ew.
Do you think he would have lit him if,
He's really
if
sweaty.
they didn't try to turn on him? Like if they actually held their end of the bargain?
I think he was going to anyways.
Yeah, you don't douse somebody in kerosene and not follow through.
No, he was definitely going. He was definitely, and he had so much so he would leave a trail, so he wouldn't have to like walk up and like, hold on a second, let me light your shirt on fire. Right? No, he did it so much. No, that was the whole plan the entire time.
And it sends a very particular message too when you kill him in that way. Like I said, he could have shot him.
Dinner's ready.
You know,
Well, because he'd already planned to kill Sal too, so
he thinks Sal's
the whole
dead.
Maroni was gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
But you know, hey, it surprised me, and it was extra shocking. We get to, like I said, it lingers on their screams for a good while. It's just left a lasting impression on me. So
he's watching it. The flames, you can see the flames in his eyes while they're screaming. You're just like, and he's just not. His eyes did not leave those bodies while they were on fire. That was crazy.
But Hatter, I'm curious, what is your favorite moment?
So my favorite moment is it is the opening scene where he's burning the purple Maserati. And the moment between him and Victor, Victor kind of apologizing, like, I'm sorry I left. Well, he's like, no, kid, don't worry. You came back. You saved me. It's me and you now. Just like he said prior, it's been Vic and Oz since episode 1, and it's going to continue to be them. But like we talked about earlier, I have, like you said, you have that feeling, and I have the feeling too that Vic is going to be his last straw before he becomes that full mob boss and relentless and doesn't matter anybody. And he's going to massacre the city. That's what I feel. I feel Vic is his saving grace right now. And when Vic's gone, he's gone. He's gone. Oz is gone and Penguin is here, fully born.
It wasn't Ma Cobb that kept him good.
Yeah.
It was Victor that kept him
That's
good
what
the
I'm
whole
thinking.
time.
It kind of seems that way because he's treating him like a son or like a little brother. Because obviously he felt he couldn't save his brother, so now he's got somebody he feels he can take care of, and it's molding him and that. And I just feel like their relationship is just so strong that that's going to have to be what breaks the camel's back.
That's all I got left is my Spanish instructor. It's me and him against the world.
My nurse boy.
Duo.
She's just a little owl, but I'm a penguin, so.
He told me I got frozen. What the hell? I did the class today.
Yeah.
I had my streak frozen. That's bullshit.
I hang out with them. We listen to The Who. He loves it.
He loves Hootie.
I'm more a fan of the Blowfish.
God damn it.
See, Ma Cobb's a Darius Rucker.
For sure.
She's totally a Darius Rucker. She's not a
Dave Matthews. Crash into me. That's a song. That's a song. Your number one moment, Steve.
My number one moment is, I think it was Hatter's number 3, but Sofia taking over the family.
Yeah,
Just
mine
that-
too.
Her entrance into the room is so baller. She's got that fur coat. She's just like, yeah, I guess the family. She's just like upfront about it.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
It was me. And then she just, the way she just shoots Vidi like out of nowhere and then gives everyone the money. Like, I would follow you through the gates of hell, my queen. So that's,
We needed like a Sean William Scott in that scene. In the face! You know?
Oh, that was Rob Riggle. That was Rob Riggle.
Yeah, literally. He did the OG.
Yeah.
That's my number one as well.
Yeah.
It's specifically just her walking in the fur coat and the soundtrack. Fucking loved it. But I mean, the speech afterwards, great. The actual plot things, the meat, but just the dressing of it's so wonderful. Such a fucking cool moment. Yeah. Now it's time for drops. Does anybody even have any?
I have one.
I have one.
Oh, we get two oneers.
2 1. Him at the end building his empire under the city where he's going to dwell, sewers, tunnels. It just pays homage to Batman Returns where the Penguin lived. Is sewers, tunnels, under a zoo. So I mean, it's really like homage. You know what I mean? It's playing homage to Tim Burton.
That's the canonical Penguin has that lair.
Yeah.
In art, it's called Arctic World. It's an old abandoned zoo that is like underground where the penguins would hang out. But they didn't want to be that
where they would have a rookery.
They didn't want to be that on the nose. They have a waddle, and I didn't even catch that the liquor store was called the Zoo. But that's totally why they did that, because
Yeah.
it's the little area by the zoo. You know, it's just a little nod
It's
to the
really
comments.
cool.
We're
Yeah,
not
I
going to be
love
corny and make it a zoo because he's a penguin. However, we will throw you a freaking bone here.
He's got a nice place by the zoo.
I didn't even catch that till you said that.
I loved it.
Loved it. Steve, what's your drop?
Well, this isn't my drop, but I meant to bring this up earlier. But when they leave, when he sets Nadia and Taj on fire and they leave, that song that plays in the truck is a police song called
nice.
"Da Do 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 Da Da Da." That's the name of the song. And, I don't know. Just thought that was just a funny song choice to throw in at that scene.
I would have preferred whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police.
But no, my real drop is when they pass the zoo liquor store and you get that shot of Squid and that dude kind of like, you know, ransacking the place. You can see a poster on the wall for Merino vodka. And I think that's a callback to Mike Marino, who is the guy who makes the penguin prosthetics.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good catch.
I think. At least I hope so, unless they're like really big Dan Marino fans. It could be that too, but
The Miami quarterback in Gotham.
I'm on this guy.
That's a good catch. Well, now it's time to wrap it all up with our Kingpin selection, or Pussy Boy.
If you're nasty.
If you're our favorite performance of the episode. Again, I think we've almost exclusively given it to Kristen Milioti. And
I've got a new person today.
really, you're going to switch it up. It's not going to be Penguin.
No.
It's not going to be Sophia.
No.
I'm probably going to let you down and pick one of those two.
Yeah, me too.
Hatter,
I gotta let you down. I'm picking the Penguin.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. His performance was amazing. The way that he portrayed his hurt and sadness every time everything went wrong, because everything just keeps going wrong for Oz. Nothing can go fucking right for him. He just keeps getting kicked in the nuts.
We just got 2 buckets.
Yeah, 2 buckets. No. He's ripping everything off.
Hired the worst assassin of all time.
He really did.
I'm going to get you.
So I mean, just the way, just the way he portrayed the character in this episode, I got to give it to him. He was on top for me. But a close second, obviously, was Kristen Milioti, because you can literally give it to one of the two every episode.
I've
like
never done this before, like the way that I'm doing this on this show. It's so
This is
front loaded.
new for
It
streaming
is front loaded.
things.
It's crazy.
I bet Steve's going to give it to Ma Cobb.
You were correct. I'm giving it to Deirdre O'Connell as Ma Cobb. Her performance, she's been great, you know, whenever
That's very
she pops
valid.
up. But just that scene of her like being so upset in the bed is, you know, it's heartbreaking, and just like, ooh, it cuts. I'm not even Oz Cobb, but when she's like, you do disappoint me. You're just like your father. I'm like, ow, no, I'm not. Oh, wait, you're not talking to me? Ow.
Plus, she keeps you good, typically.
She does. And we kind of skipped over this, but early, like when Victor goes and visits her, and there's that great scene where she's like reliving a memory, like, oh, there you were. Come on over here. I found your baseball catcher's mitt. Later on in the episode, when Oz is going through the catcher mitt, he's like, oh, this was James. Like specifically, she thought Victor was James in the beginning of that scene. And just the way, and Hatter, you pointed out earlier, when she's so happy. Oh, James, you're here. Don't you remember this? Oh, you're Victor. I know you are. Fuck you.
You're the nurse that's not a nurse.
Yeah.
Nurse boy. She goes from nurse boy.
And her little dance, like, let's go.
He's going to need my help.
Yeah, he's going to need my help. Just dance around clapping.
Yeah, she's great. So I'm giving it to Deirdre.
Well, I think that's a great answer. In fact, I think that's the answer. Steve, you pulled it in. But I'm going to give it to Kristen Milioti again. I love her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame either of you for picking either of those two choices.
It was
phenomenal.
It's really hard now, but just between them two.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the
only way
shout
they're
out
not
to Johnny
the only way,
Vitti too, though.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, we're not going to see him anymore.
Yeah, the only way to
Right,
not
Pete.
give it to one of them two, though, is for them not to be in any of the episodes.
I know.
But even if they do like a flashback, you're like, oh, we can give it to them for the flashback because it's probably fantastic.
Yeah, like a bottle episode.
Yeah.
We doubt we're going to get one of those on an 8-episode season.
But funny enough, yesterday I went to Cincinnati Comic Expo and I got to meet a penguin.
Oh, nice.
He was in cosplay, in case you guys want to see.
It was just a cosplay.
It's just a
penguin.
cosplay.
It wasn't Danny DeVito.
That's not Danny DeVito, but that is a penguin.
That is Paul Paul Penfold. He's a villain cosplayer. He's from around here, and all he does is do villain cosplay.
Shout out to Paul.
Yeah, shout out to Paul, man. That was really cool.
Good work.
He was a really nice guy yesterday, and it was just cool seeing.
He didn't try to bite your nose off?
No, I was hoping. I was hoping to see a Kristen Milioti or a Colin Farrell character from the Penguin cosplay yesterday, and I didn't. I could have missed it because there's thousands of people there, but I was really hoping to see one of them cosplays because I think it was going. Hey guys. I'll give you a shout out. Cosplay.
Come on over.
Come on over. No, it was
Kristen
really
Milioti in like the yellow dress from episode 4.
cool. Yeah, that would have been amazing.
So one of the lamest things about me is that I don't dress up for Halloween, and I kind of never have. I acknowledged it was lame. I don't know what you want from me.
I think you got to change that this year.
So this is the first year in living memory where I'm actually really, no, I'm not going to do it probably because I have nowhere to go. Like I take my daughter trick-or-treating, like, you know.
Trick-or-treat.
I would like to wear that dress and the gas mask.
Do it.
See what I'm saying?
That's so perfect. Yeah,
I would slay.
Take your daughter out trick-or-treating.
Please dress her up as Colin Farrell's Penguin and you dress up as Kristen Milioti. Sophia, that would be so perfect.
I think she's going to be a witch.
Yeah, no. No,
It's got a new costume idea for you.
The two of you knock on someone's door like, oh, what are you, little girl?
She does.
I'm a witch. And what are you, sir? I'm Sofia Falcone. No, I mean, what are you in relation to this child?
Specifically when she murders her whole family. No, she does waddle though. So she'd be a good penguin.
I would love to see that. You give her like a thinning hairline.
no. Dude, we go.
Teacher
we
to
go,
say, what are you showing me here?
we go all out. Me and my family dress up. Everybody dresses up. This year we're Harry Potter. Last year we were.
You're all going to be Harry Potter?
Yeah. No, I'm Hagrid.
Okay.
Perfect. That's
The
why I haven't
beard, yeah.
shaved. Sorry, America. I haven't shaved.
America, no, the world.
The world. Oh, sorry. Yes, the world. Sorry, world. I haven't shaved because I'm trying to let it grow. It's not it's patchy and gross. Don't worry about
A
it.
great big bushy beard.
But no, that's one of the things that's we just do. We dig Halloween.
I love
is
that
so
for you.
awesome.
Like I said, I'm not proud of it. I just
I you know what? I'm just gonna have to
Steve's
get
a
you a
big
costume.
costumer as well.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't do it because I just don't have the time and it's kind of a bummer. But I'm always like, I want to.
I'm
You always
real
want
bad.
to dress up for the podcast. Like you're just about dressing up.
Well, Madison started that trend. That's true.
She does love dressing up too.
I love dressing.
Can I wear my pirate outfit? Sure.
Sure. We're covering Interstellar, but sure.
Deal. Look forward to our coverage next week of episode 6 of The Penguin. We've only got 3 episodes left. And I think this math works out. I think like November 8th or something like that is the final episode of The Penguin. And then that following
10th, November 10th.
That makes more sense. The following week, that Sunday, the next Sunday is when Dune Prophecy drops. So that will be the next coverage there. But every Wednesday on the Patreon only is continuing our Game of Thrones coverage. So season 3 starts
Next week.
Yeah. Or this week as you're listening to this, right?
No, it's next week.
Oh, next week,
We're
yeah.
not recording.
We're on a
again,
bye
so
week.
it's- we're on a bye week. So next week,
Bye week
3
guys.
starts.
They gotta rest up. They gotta
right.
get their. They gotta rest up.
Change your benches.
Season 3, we're gonna need extra rest for season 3 for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
But
all
we
the
do have
business news, I think.
Dune 2 this week.
That's right, baby. Look forward to that. And we're gonna
Dune
we'll talk about that later.
How you doing, too?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, too.
We'll make, I'm sure plenty of those jokes. Well, we got them out of our system, hopefully, but that's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks on streaming things. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's all the time we have for right now. We've got to go return some videotapes. Did you hear they're remaking American Psycho?
What?
Yeah, with Luca Guadagnino, though. We'll talk about it. But my name is Kit.
I'm Hatter.
And I am tentatively surprised.
And this was Streaming Things, streaming The Penguin.
Happy streaming.